This video is for informational purposes only based on personal research and should not be considered as financial advice. It does not constitute any recommendation to buy, sell or hold any securities. Viewers are advised to conduct their own research.
Hello everyone, good morning on a Sunday. Very warm welcome to today's session, which is about getting into stocks, looking at sector and their rotation. Thank you for joining this morning. So overall, I'll say month has come to an end. Good morning, Chanki sir, Divakar ji, Sanjay sir, Manu sir, Rajendra sir, welcome. Nilesh ji, and I can see lot many other people as well as very well-known Rainbow members. Thank you for taking the time. There is, I think some people are not able to join. Let me try and admit them. Yes. I think majority is now able to enter. Thank you so much. So this is the day, Sunday morning is a good time, a solid mind is clean, relaxed mind after relax. After maybe a little bit of heavy work Saturday night, we continue to Sunday night. So within Sunday night, it's best to wrap up the overall plan for the week. And also the July month has ended. That means now almost the 7 months are gone. We are entering now nearing the winter part of the market. So these are important time, June, July to take note. Important changes happen during this time. And so Sunday, basically, I dive in the morning and I thought I'll do it with you all today, do the analysis. Part of it, majority I've done by Saturday. Some portion is remaining that I'll do after the ending of our discussion. But I've found out many interesting stuff about this week. It will be, first of all, not right if I don't explain the full situation. One area especially which is a bit concerned will be going forward is the US dollar. US dollar, I think, is going to rise. There is a demand because of not too difficult to understand the higher interest income. Like you want a mutual fund which will generate good return. So in that environment, it is progressing as I had anticipated. So overall, we are in the line path कि जिस तरह मैंने expect किया था कि movement होगा वही हो रहा है. But in India, something very interesting is happening. Indian market has shown remarkable, and overall market also has shown so far remarkable strength. This is the weekly chart. You could see the comeback in through the weekly chart, line chart. It's not a super breakout or a trending mode like what we saw previously. But the market is positive. It's not fully bearish right now. And for me, I take a look at the risk through different parameters. This helps me to understand the environment because we are risk taking basically. So understanding overall risk helps me. So I see notable clean off risk in the Indian equities. There are some elevated areas in the US. We are in the recession cycle and it is progressing as I had expected with the interest rates. Now the dollar is following. So it's going forward, but slow progress. And financial stress is low. That means no immediate danger following us. And overall, this is more dynamic meter to give us the picture from the environment. And I see calmness. That means overall good for equity. The environment is good. Now, in the daily chart, broadly, anyone can appreciate if you can look through April, and now we are done almost, say, April, May, June, July, 4 months done. Nifty has been in a range. So one thing is clear, ki behavior, if you behavior-wise look now, or risk-wise, not exactly behavior, risk-wise, the biggest risk was not ki whether your equity will go down, but whether you will underperform. Because had you been invested in the interest rate, it has going forward. That means some opportunity cost. But in this zone, it is possible to make money. One of the way, as I've suggested, to look the outperformance and which are the strong outperforming stocks, because it is not broadly bearish market fully. Risk level remains calm. Smart money sentiment is risk aversion. This is important. This is a notable change has happened in the daily chart. That broadly means the smart money, the big players, their rotation may no longer be towards small cap. And why it not maybe? Are they not confident about the small caps becoming bigger? May not be. They may be worried about the fluctuation or could be overvaluation. So that two area when we are going for the small cap or lower micro cap stock, potentially because they can grow to a big company. But this risk is there. The rotation is now looks a bit different. The risk aversion, matlab low beta, low fluctuating means a Cody take, which is a small cap. On the other side, I have Mahindra and Mahindra. Fluctuation risk is low in Mahindra. So this is we have to take note. Let's look at the extreme short term, which is I use 2 hour, which is more suitable for derivative. Risk levels are calm in the 2 hour as an equity asset class. That means Nasdaq may be bouncing back more. It has been taking hit because of the higher risk level in the US. So overall, a notable safety environment for the general equity. Let's now dive in slightly into details. Then we'll move towards more sectors. First, let's look at the cap situations. And with the pure chart in the weekly, let's put down Asset Master to work. This is the Nifty 100 chart. Nifty 100 chart means basically the large cap. The large cap has been going down for some time. If you look at, we have seen the overall equity environment quite good from 2024, not gone down from March, April. And it has been a broadly recovery, well, upside the Nifty, but the large cap Nifty 100 has not performed so far. But with this base making, the way it is making base in my setup with this green candle, though consolidation is there, but means large cap may carry relatively low on the risk side broadly. Not immediately I'll expect a super mega upside because the momentum is not there significantly, but as it is making base, support wise, there could be lower risk. With this concept, I may show you some of my stocks, but please note, none of them trade recommendation because then you will do a damage to yourself. Never listen to others and jump on it. Do your evaluation, listen me out and do your own evaluation. You will find it. Mid cap, on the other hand, after a strong move, the candle I see has gone smaller. This kind of candle in my setup, reversal risk is up. Sudden reversal possibility, candle is not strong. It can flip any side. And overall buyers are strong, but I'll have to be careful on stock by stock basis. If you are already in mid cap, run received. Now stock by stock, some of them are maturing or weakening or not. That will be my approach towards mid cap. Let's look at the next one. Then we'll come to the outperformance also. Let's first look at the pure index. Small cap has been stronger. From time to time correction, which anybody does, this was a correction. Again, it came back into strength. Very, very clearly. Let's look at the momentum. Overall momentum is there. Positive side is fluctuating. So small cap still remains quite good. But remember, we have to note that warning, rotation is now favoring not the small cap or high beta in general. But overall index wise, long-term charts suitable for investing swing. Let's look at the micro cap chart. This has also been stronger. And a comeback after the correction, that means bulls are strong and humming quite well in all the three lower indices. And large cap also has formed a base. That means when we dive down into Nifty details, there are reasons to be quite positive about the equity environment. But let's look at the risk also price-wise, where the biggest risk is rising. Of course, Nifty or anything can go down, But unless it shows us the signal of warning, the biggest risk is, still remaining, which is basically Nifty can continue to underperform. Somewhere around the base, let's draw approximately right now. That has been the problem. And this may not get an immediate cure. That it will super bullish comeback. The environment is not really great. With interest rates and the dollar rising, this was, we discussed, evident. As interest rates rise, dollar will go up. And there are reason to believe there is a pressure on our, as a country, on the forex reserve, short-term forex reserve. All forex reserve may not be available immediately. So that's the overall environment. And now let's look at some of the another few important ingredient. Another way to invest in India is the gold. Gold can give us protection. But my analysis is clearly telling me that gold is underperforming now. Nifty is the one. That means we have to move towards a bit equity, be aware of the environment, and the solution is looking for more stronger stocks, technically as well as fundamentally. So for mid to long swing, what is that? Approximately 6 months plus a year. Some case when the market is bull, good run can last 2 years, 2.5 years. But overall, the environment is the late stage. So I'll assume at least 4 to 5 or 6 months of holding into a stock. Now, after this, let's look at our outperformance in mid cap, which is, we discussed, the warning was there from the market is giving us the clear warning that mid cap you have entered. There is no need to jump for exit, but there is need to see if any stocks in your portfolio, the mid cap group, are they in trouble or showing becoming mature or not to take some money home. Now here will be the small cap. Small cap is starting to underperform. That means overall index is strong. But when we dive here, we can see there is a correction still ongoing. This is match our rotation concept first. Rotation, we saw smart money gradually moving towards low beta. That means again here, you have to which are higher risk you are holding and they are all right or not, because now a divergence will start. Some of the old runners will slow down. The stocks which are bad, they are becoming more risky, but the strong stock will remain still stable. Here we say micro cap. Now I'll focus on the lower meter as well. Here the momentum loss is notable. That means here first it is changing. That means we have to be more careful on those names in the micro cap which was running hot. Because main is the momentum loss here. The warning is yellow here, which is the warning. That means the momentum loss is notable. Any high flyers in the micro cap, which were suddenly giving you a very good return, they may lose out in the momentum side. So be careful there as well. But overall, still good candle, outperformance, still good candle, the index. That means underlying large cap stocks are better, much better compared to what we saw in the index, Nifty 500 or the passive investment into different areas. Further deep down research showed me, just allow me one moment, I'll show you this, open up a slide. Just one moment, yeah. This is, oh no, this is not the one. This is the one. So I found out this week, after the closing of Friday, this is good way to look at the market. Ki media, pharma and EV. These three are so far the strongest. Auto, healthcare, and look here. This group was at 10. Then it moved to 50 and to 65 into strength. That means IT, there is a comeback happening. Rural was extremely weak. Rural has been coming back into strength. There is some notable change going on. Mine is I make it more dynamic. So we know the more recent ones. The use of this for me is when a sector is outperforming, later you'll see EV has gone down, like the defense went down. That means there could be within that group where there is reasonable risk-taking opportunity, which we have discussed in the past with EV. And when I'm discussing this, please note, I can't predict future. I only follow my rules to do that. Now, I can be very much wrong. I will dive down into now these sectors. Nassim Nicholas Taleb Bulke is a very great writer and also a bit of fund manager. But his writing is great. So if you are interested, here he explained the alternative reality. Since our discussion, Bajaj Auto has gone up. Does it mean it was bound to go up? No. There is not necessarily Bajaj Auto will go up for sure. There is no certainty. His book, name of the book was Fooled by Randomness. There is a randomness in the market which you fully can't explain. Hence the term comes up, the risk management, reasonable risk taking. So Bajaj Auto, similar, Bajaj Auto is just an example. So there were notable opportunities. I've gone into TVS Motor as well. And similarly, don't be spooked by these are gone away opportunities, but there are many other getting ready. Like if you had taken a look at rural, it was not too difficult to find out because rural has been gradually rising. There is this stock which we all know, Bajaj Finance. Anybody bought appliance, they are so where to where they have become prominent, and different areas, not just there. Bajaj Finance works in different area, FinServ is there. So overall, this was a comeback. This is the rotation that is happening in the large cap. We discussed about large cap. I saw some notable risk-taking opportunity, though I can't do very big. They are not yet great. But I saw Eicher Motors. That means even after Bajaj Auto, there was chances happening. And before Bajaj Auto, Bajaj Finance. Similar way, now the challenge comes up. There will always be something wrong. There will be something good. That means ultimately we have to express in terms of money management. How much money? Just like that's where the bond thinking helps. How much will you put in a fixed deposit? Same here. Ki how much money will put in for the bet? Ki okay, the Bajaj or this Eicher Motors can rise and give you your required return. So overall, I am looking at this. There are reason to be concerned because this one has not broken higher fully, but it can. Definitely it can. It remains in the radar. Few concerns will always someone take it. Why? First of all, earnings is there and it is rising on the earnings. That's usually it's a bad thing. Because everybody knows that means there is a chance it may take resistance. Strong chance. But there are also, I'll show you this is not so great in terms of different stock gives different look. All signals are not same. Especially because underlying business structure different, Like there are in the group like Auto we saw, they're the top performer. I can see there is a buying chance, but I first try to look for the warning. What are the warning levels are there? For example, I see in my setup it is suggesting sell breakdown, sell resistance. Some may think why? This is a buy signal. But this is a warning signal to tell me there is strong chance that there are the resistance possibility. Matlab it will be a slow, not a fast runner immediately. What made me interested in this stock is the base. First of all, it's a large cap, relatively low fluctuation risk immediately. Low, it is at a base, risk is low. That means I have to express at lower quantity myself into this commitment of stocks. But overall growth is there. So there are tons of different opportunities happening. Let's look at another relatively name you have definitely heard of, Bharti. Because I saw, as I'm seeing these happenings, the Bajaj Finance I showed you, this rotation was there. Underlying, if you look at, it was coming back. Same here, not a great growth, but almost duopoly, which I also don't like, Jio and Bharti Airtel. Almost no one else. Not considering the small one. Growth is not excellent, but it's at the base. Technically, it's quite low risk level. Signals not there means I started with a very low quantity. Let's see how this goes because I can build up at different level. So there are different opportunities I saw for me to pick up low risk ones as this change in the rotation is happening. So overall, let's look at another segment. This was just the segment we have discussed in the past. So today I'm going to show you few other opportunities that came into notice from the segment that were on the top. Another one, which is media. What we have to do, this is just to show you how you can also find. Same with if you are using basics, you can use the Dow structure to do the same, which you can see the comeback slowly, provided you understand the chart basics. So this is a network, obviously not a great chart, and this is much better chart, which we can understand with this pattern as well. So as a line trader, you have to take note of the pattern, the changes, head and shoulders, beautiful head and shoulder, IHS or head and shoulder. So these are quite good opportunities that keeps on happening. And then you try to understand the underlying also why Z earnings has gone up in the past and may go up a bit. That is due to the World Cup. So there are, but it may not sustain. So I'll be a bit careful. But a stock that came into my notice is this one, an interesting one. PF Prime Focus. It's a business, but rather than stock, I'll say the business itself. That there is some growth, definitely. Even if we can see the left meter, there is some growth here happening. If you look at the financials, I'm not recommending you just go buy. I'm just showing you what to me it look like. And I've also got a bit biased. It's a kind of company. As I like to watch these, this also made me interested. Okay, they are into this film animation. And despite being there, technology, they can be innovative, earning, growing, and received also recognition. So overall, technically seeing, it made me okay, some risk can be taken here. But also someone could find, see, I don't know if that their game is that good. Kidopi, I've seen some areas and this is a Nazara. Not a super chart, but a very interesting chart pattern. It has been happening in Nazara. It came back into strength. where the risk lies towards Nazara a little bit more consolidation and then try to break. But overall, sudden scores are interesting going on here in the Nazara. So there are several opportunities I see. I can see in the CNX IT segment. If you look at the CNX IT, let's look at the IT index for start with. And let's look at the overall chart. This is a good comeback structure wise in the overall IT index. So stocks can be volatile. I think this is the first jump. IT may not reverse immediately. I strongly feel that. Looking at the chart analysis, IT first boost, first mega boost, boom. Now it will fall and correct. So jumping on the first mega boom may not be right approach. Let it consolidate. And because of this fall in IT, many will further go out of it. Bad news comes up. Even it has to go up, I think another base making will be required looking at the chart. So those who are looking for passive investment into sector, you may be watching it closely for the next important drop. कि चलो ITBs or IT ETF I may look for. But IT itself और एक तरीके से आप देखिएगा before making any such decision कि how it is standing out, which we did already. Okay, it is finally trying to outperform. If you look at the long-term chart, it is almost you're trying to buy the bottom. So there is risk. It's not fully out of the woods. When you're going into IT, look at the long-term chart. It is coming where it is expected. Those who are, say, I'll show you INFI. Short-term strategy can be played with this. It is an expected area of INFI that it will find a support. So INFI is trying to make a comeback from a very important support. There is nothing special about it. So try to find those special charts because overall sectors as IT, yeah, it came back, but it is not out of the danger zone. In fact, INFI is there is a strong risk. INFI can underperform for very long. So when you hear IT is coming back, true, IT, some of the segment is coming back. Say some charts, this is not a suggestion you jump, some charts are different. There are some difference there in the long-term charts as well. So consult very well. If the sector has been down, this chart is notably different compared to what we saw in Nifty. Same monthly chart. Then in the weekly, you can see it is a much notably different chart. So IT, you have to make a choice. And I think getting an idea about the sector, there is a major wave has come. Which is without knowing the AI, we can know, okay, that AI is a big wave, even if you don't know. So that means in the wave, while there could be newcomers, like I showed with Coditech with one of my bet, Coditech is a newcomer, there will be. It is a challenge to the old ones like TCS Infosys. But TCS Infosys, Tech Mahindra, few of them can make a turnaround. Today's big one can be tomorrow's even bigger giant. So choosing very carefully into those IT stocks, one of the technique is how original is the revenue growth and the earnings growth. Means companies can do different type of tricks, allowed tricks, not illegal ones, within the legal limit, which may make the earnings EPS look much better. Like in this case, for example, Infosys, which we have discussed, part of this rise in EPS came through buybacks, reduction in shares. So little bit careful choosing, not jumping around into the stocks. to take a investing approach or long swing approach, let's not talk investing, long swing approach, little bit carefully, slowly decision making, I think is quite good and working. And now once a bet is made, like in my case, say TVS Motor, for example, I will try to hold this one. This is actually bigger bet because here we have everything here, not Acre Motors or Hero Moto, smaller bets. We will try to hold it as much as possible so that it gives us our required return. So that's how I am playing it, friends. That will be just, if you have any particular questions regarding any area of financial market, you can ask me. But this has been largely my approach. Every week I'm looking through this lens and finding out if the provided the money is there to new money to invest. If I'm fully invest, then there is nothing to do much. Yeah, I'm aware mid-cap futures. Broadly, they will give a few similar idea. I think I should choose you're absolutely correct. But it gives a fair idea. You are correct. This is the one I should watch. So that's why I made a possible mistake. Mid-cap media chala gaya ye. Let's try Nifty mid-cap. You are correct. So let's look at the mid-cap. Candle is small. Mid-cap is still good. But I think, yeah, it was somewhat distorted, which you are correct. Somewhat distorted by what we saw. So mid cap is there. Now mid cap buy, I think if we apply this, let's see, I think I'm seeing something, it was my mistake. But this was not fully a mistake. You can see the underperformance happening. Underperformance in the mid cap is there. That means there are some stocks which are maturing in the mid cap. So if you get those money correct area again, you will be better off. So mid cap is doing. Ether Energy really break out with results. M&M, can we buy 300 call? This is more derivative question. Ether Industry breakout with result. Yeah, Ether Industry is good. That's how stocks fluctuate. It has been much better. Ether agar jaoge, right entry point. Currently, I will not buy the stocks. This was already the breakout well before. This was the very good entry. Entry is gone, that's okay. One day, once you remain survive, you will get some of these runs, better than these runs. But important is when it is gone, it is missed. Say 2 hour chart, someone trading stocks, then these discussions hour do not matter. It's more about a close technical, strong discipline, taking out profit following, etc. But we are here talking about the long-term, long swings. Long swings, entry was gone. So Ether Energy, I'll not give too much. And Mahindra call buying, that means more short term. That's a more derivative question. Let's look at what I don't know what you should do. Means if you are derivative trader, you should not be asking me. Means you will be sure about. It's a breakout. 3,300 to 3,400. Did I read that right? 300 call, 450 call. Price is already 300. In the money call, or are you watching the future? Let's look at the future. Mahindra and Mahindra futures. This one is still higher. So is that an in the money approach to 3,450? It's strongly moving plus resistance. Its correction risk is there. In the 2 hour chart, if Mahindra was a buy, I'll have to consult this chart. Otherwise, I cannot be fully. I think the breakout opportunity was before in Mahindra. Mahindra long swing is a completely different thing. But future decision, I think the opportunity was again gone in this case. So you have to work on your entry points. Right now, I don't think so. It's Mahindra and Mahindra weekly. Yeah, weekly chart, nobody trades the futures. You can get a guidance, but you need a lower time frame to make a decision on the future. Those are higher risk stuff. This is Mahindra made a base for long swing. This is we discussed. We have discussed Mahindra and Mahindra. So overall, yeah, now we are supposed to take a risk. How much it will go, I don't know. And you also don't need to know. All you need to do, will it give me my required return? Follow the line, follow the Dow structure or the rainbow setup and let it do the work. And since there are risks, there are some notable readings to know. Those who are rainbow members, you know how much to take the risk. Place the stop loss order and wait. That's all have to be done. Do you use algo platform? No, I don't use algo. I'm trying to be the manual market wizard. Those who will not use the algo trading. Because some algo will outperform 80 to 90% of the people. Possibly. But it will not outperform Warren Buffett. The Jim Simons has already tried. So Jim Simons is the quant king, father of the quant, into trading, most successful firm. He ran 66% and it's a big deal. But to find those anomalies, it took him years. And he was a great mathematician. Plus, they were crunching all the data, weather data, all stuff to find these anomaly pockets. So, do I think algo will outperform Jim Simons? No, I don't think so. Nobody has done that yet. So that means in every trading, there will be limitation, there will be failure. So I'm ready to accept the failure as a more manual trader. And largely, there is nothing what the algo is going to do here. You have taken now position. Not much to do left. I have actually Mahindra and Mahindra position. What else am I have to do? Nothing. I'll just focus on the commodity trading and keep it the stop loss placed and wait. I think Mahindra and Mahindra will give me my required return. If I demand likely, I'll have to wait. So I'll have to decide a risk-taking point. This is not the right chart for me. And now I'll have to just patiently wait. Very likely with the zigzag giving, it will go through those. So there is not much to do with the algo. From Rainbow stock selection, IPO video has been removed. Can we bring that back? IPO video removed. Maybe some backend work going on. There is no intention from my side to remove the video. I'll check it. I'll look for into it. Some work going on for your improvement. It becomes easier to watch. The rainbow community, if you look at, and as well as not the community, every area I'm improving and making it much easier. Weekly sessions, these are free sessions. Anybody can join. I'll basically try to share what I'm doing in every area. So live market talk. These are I'm doing what I told you. You don't have to do exactly like me. You can do different, but stop doing the bad things. Like definitely holding a stock when market is suggesting it's bearish. It's at least will start cutting the downside immediately. Your view on MTA bounce 5% of his okay bottom. This is by result bias, okay, backed by strong fundamental, okay, not fundamental. What about the emotions also? When the quarterly profit increase, so backed by both, okay. Fundamental was always there. This is an old result. That's people fail to understand. You are referring, sir, to a result. Is that real result the present? No. The company has done the last quarter. Now, after compiling this they released it. That means fundamental was there already. So this is just a report to which market reacted. Given overhead resistance zones at something and something. So let's look at MTA. Got it? Let's look at MTA situation. MTA. Let's first ask the market what market thinks about or giving us the picture. Let's remove the drawing, do the adjustment. This is our weekly chart. You really want to buy Imtatech. Second, let's look at this is the daily chart. Why? Are we seeing the same Imtatech? Means this is the Imtatech I'm aware of. Let's remember. Am I seeing it? Imtatech. This is the Imtatech. So why? Means there is no Dow structure, means you know something special about it. Because this is everybody knows. This knowledge is everyone. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. Why? Even when this is a bounce back. But by this way, we will reach to here. If 15-minute Imtatech had given this has given a 15-minute or maybe 30-minute opportunity somewhere. So I don't think I'll follow the rules. Rule is not suggesting buy it. This isn't pass. First of all, result is great, no doubt about it. So what is more interesting? I'm interested in this one as a business. Now market is ready to give you some discount. Now here the main game ka problem lies here. Those who trade and fail, they fail to understand. Look at this point. From Imtatech from 5,700, there is chance this is the bottom. Imtatech next stop is 10,000. There also the possibility this is not the stop. It will take the resistance and completely drop towards 4,000 and will give you their opportunity. That means both of them exist. It's a game of probability. You may attach different probability to it. It's a company kitten, but it's a probability. Now it's all we have to do a rule following. For in my case, I will never buy this. At least even though if I don't have rainbow, I'll use the Dow structure. There is no Dow structure, I'll not buy. And as I follow this discipline, this will win in the long run. This may be the bottom and you will be the winner by buying it. But in the long run, as you are buying this without the Dow structure or market waiting, this ultimately will bring down you. Then you'll start breaking many rules. So I'll not break my rule. I'm fine. Imtatech may be a great company, but I'll not break rules. I'll wait patiently. Let's wait. If this stock is going to be 10,000, how does it matter if I buy it now or I buy it 6,000? I'm still good. So have this patience. It will, I think, help you. It has at least helped me. Concord Biotech and Ashok Leyland. Ashok Leyland, I was watching it. You are right to look at that stock overall. Technically, yes. Ashok Leyland is not a known stock. One thing I will try to remember here. While Ashok Leyland is at a base not a very smooth base, there was a rough base, but at a base after a correction, all those part is good. When choosing Ashok Leyland, you have to understand at least this is history. This should not make you biased. It's in the past. It has gone up in the, again it will go up. That is not there. Ashok Leyland overall, you can see growth on the left side, which you can through financials also, growth. The company is growing. Not bad, it's growing. Better than our GDP growth, that means quite positive. Better than fixed deposit growth, maybe many salary growth. Not bad. Score is there. Signal is there, technical buy. I don't jump to every buy. There are reasons it's not in a super strength phase. That means immediate start running is difficult for this. Value at risk is 8%. Means if I hold this stock for 5 weeks, what is my 90% chance? How much can I lose? About 8, reasonable. Immediate risk is it can go drop 3% against me, price wise. So overall, I will not say it's a extremely bad bet. But it's not yet a super bet yet. So some money, how much will you put in to start with will matter. And if you're starting here, say technically there is a break. But it's not a very beautiful break. So next Dow structure show of strength ki yes, now I'm back, will be wider. So next Dow structure you may want to add if you bet on this now. So it's not a fabulous growth, be aware of that, but it is growing a fair growth, mid-cap company. So I said some of them could be maturing, whether this could be coming back in the next round. So it's not an extreme bad bet, but many managements, I'll prefer to bet a lower quantity here. Right now, all this is not matching, not a super growth, and it has still tons of resistance overhead. So here, how will I bet? See, if I entry here, I'll place an alert, short trend bullish, which will add to my confidence. And then I'll enter again into that stock. So Santosh ji पूछ रहे Paras. So let's look at कि Paras is another defense stock. So इतना सारा defense stock. अच्छा एक sector stock आप लिए कि Paras. Then you can know which sector it is easily. Small cap and defense. So you know cap wise it is a strong one. Let's look at CNX defense. Nifty defense लिखना पड़ेगा. Nifty India defense, not CNX defense. So Nifty India defense, chart wise undergoing a correction. See, chart wise other data is not there immediately. Plus CNX defense, I can look at what is the situation with the CNX defense. As a sector, not so great. Weekly chart. That means there is a risk is not whether the stock will go down, but whether my stock will underperform. So with this knowledge, I'm not saying all stocks will be bad. What you chose may be right, but it's always good to have a look at the current situation with the sector. Same, the correction, strong stock, candle is quite strong. So it can make a comeback. Your growth is there. CanSlim score. CanSlim is a growth score, not an overall stock score. Growth is quite good. 81% CanSlim score. Small cap sector overvalued kind of. So in such a case, what I will use a fine tuning, which is kind of a right. If I have to again buy this stock after correction, this is where I will Paras buy, possibly. I would have loved to bought if it had come more towards the base, but this is a good attempt area to buy. But here if I have gone in, I'll not put a stop loss more than 1190. 1190, 1200 means I'll be ready to lose maximum 5-6%. Once this level breaks 1370, then I'm confirmed, yes, this is coming back. Why I'll not bet? Little bit of concern. This white cross outside means there is some trouble. You should look little deeper. That means this can be a false entry. So once again, plus look at the RS, relative strength, underperforming Nifty 500. अगर daily देखना है, I'll have to change the setup, then it will correct. So warning is basically the RS, relative strength. So again, relatively small bet. अगर 1 lakh है तो maybe I'll go for with here. Let's look at about 50%. I'll start with this tight stop loss. And if I start losing more than 4%, I'll be worried. I don't have to reach 6%. I will need to do a re-evaluation if I start losing more than 3.7%. What is relevance of gold-silver ratio? Gold-silver ratio is basically there are certain rules and strategies along with it, but it is not to be used alone. Like if the gold-silver is structurally really bullish, gold-silver ratio will go down. Means then we can say the rally is really strong. Matlab silver has to move faster than gold. If gold-silver complex is really bullish. So there are a few other tips and tricks regarding that gold-silver ratio. So this is one of the vital one. Godrej Properties has broken slanting. Okay, let's look at Godrej Properties. Godrej Properties. Weekly chart देखते हैं. Let's look at the weekly chart situation. This is an important comeback, overhead resistance. This kind of chart I'll also prefer to look at the monthly. It's not, there are some resistance to note back. Means if I want to buy this stock, I want it to be good. I'll be always careful with the property stock. Somehow maybe I'm not able to buy. I've changed the setup. That's why the fundamental is not coming. Yeah. So there is a growth into this stock. Godrej Properties may, it can come back. Patiently wait. Let this make sure. Okay, you made a one round. Wait. Because if this is really good, Godrej Properties, I have not evaluated that deeply inside. So I'll urge you to do an evaluation. And once it starts confirming sustenance above this, look, your risk notably goes down. Means you can have very low stop loss, whereas the upside run can be quite notable. You don't spoil in such case too quickly, because this may not be a super point to go now. It is a comeback above this after the break. Here we said it will correct, chance is higher, correct, comeback. Strength is there. Now we look at the TMP2 is not there, the upper meter. That means it's not may not be immediately ready for a super run. Strength wise, canceling it is above 50, relatively undervalued. So overall, it's not a bad bet. Risk is still on the lower side, but main bet is let it sustain above this level. Now let's look at the line chart. This is a good comeback, head and shoulder. Look at. You have found a good bet. Structurally, will it succeed or not? Nobody knows. But it's overall a good, not a bad bet. It has different support. At least now you have found out, if I bet now, if I'm ready to go for the long, and if it's possible, here is it. This is the stock, which is not big, considering what are the possibilities. So I think gradually confirming, say weekly has not broken out. This one, should not try too much quickly. Allow it to give that time. That means gradually build up, like the big players do. They gradually build up. So it does have potential. Currently, if you look at, okay, though it is not a very big risk, looking at the upside possibility, it's still about 15-16%, which is a very reasonable. This is the main stop area should be. But now if you wait patiently, means add some and wait, maybe it will go up, say 3,000 here. That means it's a very good run it can be, say 3,000. And maybe it will broke higher. Last time with the buy signal, if it came up, it 1420 stock went to 3,000. More than double. Possibility can happen. But once this starts to sustain above 2,300, which is it has yet not, then the risk notably goes down. Because you can have much more finer stop loss to test out that theory. So overall, not a bad bet. That's why I like he mentioned, you always focus on the classical chart pattern. It's really good. And it works pretty well with the rand. Now you got the classical chart pattern, wait for the buy signal because there is the risk, the additional, which is not visible in the line chart. Never underestimate the risk. Value at risk is 22.6% if you hold about 5 months. So risk is there here notably. So here patience, prudence, slow progress towards bigger goal can be the approach. Focus should be, is the company about to grow? Debt is lower side. From say recession agar comes up, how much damage it can hold to your building portfolio, whatever it has. So watching out these factors will be vital for this stock. So don't hurry in the entry. There is time it will likely to take. And slowly, gradually, you can look for a build-up. KFin Tech Kane's weekly showing initial strength. So let's look at KFin Tech or Kane's. Kane's देखते हैं. Kane's weekly strength. Kane's technology. It's too early. Yeah, weekly strength. I don't need to look at other readings. It's too early. It's the game is not about how early you can get. Okay, you got early, then the stock remain slowly it grows. You don't achieve your return. Plus, you don't know if this is the bottom. Confirm with whenever you get this signal or nearby this signal, always check with the line chart if there is a special pattern or not, which immediately is. This one can be considered, but not a great looking pattern right now. So it's too early. Growth, I don't see. Can slim low. Undervalued is relative undervaluation can be one reason. Rainbow wise enough warning. So I think I'll find a better opportunity. Still a better. I'll wait for a more consolidation. We cannot say at this point if the stock will not spend notable time in this range. That this buy signal cannot say. No buy signal can say. That these things you'll have to consider when you are deciding on a bet. Means more bottom you buy, the stock can go up, but they are going to take longer to perform. And if you have an impatient soul inside you, you will take those money out to try another thing. Where's the brokerage? Rather, it's better to take a slow approach. Say Yasho. Next is one of our friends asked us, Yasho. So let's look at what this company is going through. I hope you are in Yasho. If yes, continue to ride as much as you can. You have into a ride of a lifetime. If you are not into that step, don't jump here. You have seen Kospi. There is no, the train is running at full speed. There is no station right now to enter. Can it go up more? Yeah, that can anyway happen. That's not in the game. The game is in the risk management. So time was there. As I said, it can run. So when you buy a bottom, it can run, but it may not be the best area to buy. Because it's not a commodity. The stocks, a different approach is required. So Yasho Industry, I hope you are in. Congratulations if yes. Otherwise, if no, no problem. There are many others which will give run like that. Suggest book on Dow theory. Dow theory is pretty big. I meant Dow structure. I think why don't you read the Edward Maggie book? It's the Bible. That's the Bible, one of the considered Bible. Edward Maggie. वो आ गया book. This is the book. Technical analysis stock trends. You learn a lot. This has inspired a generation of people, plus several of the market wizards were inspired by this. Some said they make money because of this. So this is one of the great book and must read book. So if you are interested, but you should not choose this book if you have no experience of reading books. That must be done. Not necessarily choosing the best book will give you the best result. It has to suit you as well. While scanning with AC, almost all stocks were getting zone is very good to keep those watch lists for a breakout. Yeah, ACDS is prepared, and I'm preparing so many other things. You have not yet seen what we are going to bring because I have not yet touched the scanner. I have found more time because I'm retired from more Elan markets. There was a longer sessions, it explanation. So it is giving me more time. So overall, it's more and more updates are coming on the way. So I'm changing a bit, which will improve. So I personally trade such as commodity have changing significantly differently. Asset master will become asset allocator. So a lot of, but it will gradually happen. It's going to take some time to make these updates, but I'm moving relatively faster. We have done a lot of changes. I hope you have taken note of the option master. Option master, I've added new things, which will actually help you as a trader notably. Let's look at the Nifty, for example. And I'm improving. I've lined the first base structure so that I can move to stocks as well. That's why I released all of these in beta mode, not in the finalized mode. So let's see. Yes, Nifty, it has come up. Let's look at the 2-hour chart. And currently you can see this will give you additional help other than the signals. Key OI positioning and others you will be able to monitor. Plus we are fixing the alerts also. Here wait out though there is always there. Here we is key what is the Y positioning, price or Y matching or not, RV percent. Currently it is quite cheap. अभी तो डेटा गलत आ रहा है but slightly. But Nifty, if we look at currently not a great time to sell. RV percent is on the lower side. Relative volatility percentile. So many additional things to choose key whether currently it is cheap, matlab it's more buyer favorite market, not a seller favorite market. Seller favoring, sorry, favorite nahi, favoring market. So many different updates are coming up. So you are right. You are pointing out with the screener of ACDS, you can find important stocks. And I'm going to improve the ACDS slightly more too. I'm doing this back testing. Concord Biotech एक जन पूछ रहे हैं. So Concord Biotech, I think you have already asked that. Let's look at Concord. Concord Biotech, have you taken a look what the Dow structure is telling you? I hope it's wonderful run, Concord Biotech. So currently no entry with the Dow structure. Sorry, this is the 2-hourly chart. Yeah, Dow structure. It's a good one. Entry wise looks like, yeah, it came back into strength, broke the empty line, is going to now touch the flat line, possibly 1500. Not a great run left, but overall Concord Biotech looks like some important point. Here I'll have to look at monthly chart. Maybe a little base, some around entry and wait. मतलब इसका थोड़ा long term view लेना पड़ेगा. What are their products are doing? Overall, I can see the latest reading is good, technical is good, but the stock is coming back after a very long sell-off. Means if I'm going to hold it, I have to face myself. There are many sellers will be. People are holding these stocks. So there are notable resistances on the upside. So these resistance will put Concord into challenge. And it may take some longer to achieve. Maximum return is about 40%, but it is going to take some time. So you want to do a one confirmation, price wise, all okay, all coming good. Is the underlying growth original, means it's based on by products, genuine, then it has opened to much bigger upside. If the latest comeback in revenue is really natural, something new has happened with the company, then it is very stronger. But little slight investigation towards that direction will give you more confidence about Concord Bio. Price wise, yes, it is a breakout. Risk is very much defined. This can, in the relative time, give you your required return, even say 50% annualized. It will achieve maybe quickly. So, good things are there about this stock. But you want to just make sure the good things are not just some tricks, manipulation, or one time event. It is sustainable, this growth. Then you are looking for a quite a solid base. It has been IPO. It was underperformed for a long time, and now finally, based on something new coming back. So check that part before you make the final decision on Concord. Ishwarj, for working, it's a little bit difficult to track all the stocks. Adding 25 a second and other more adding, then slowly with sometimes facing pressure. Uh, okay. Then it's relatively much easier. You have already answered your question yourself. First of all, as a working professional, you should not choose so many stocks. Where you are lacking is not even in the first stock trading. Where you are lacking is the master documents. Master documents, how you invest. In fact, what I strongly believe now, people should be discouraged from active trading, more into first passive investing, because we have discussed through passive investment, but tweaking them like how you do your SIPs and others make significant difference in return without taking too much extra risk. Like say I will do 15 years of investment without SIP, without say stopping, or 20 years. You can choose small cap ETF compared to the Nifty ETF. This without, since your tenure is longer, significantly does not increase your risk, but overall your return goes up slightly. Same different tweaks. First then look at a very tight list. And you said, yes, I can't enter in so many steps. Correct. Then you patiently wait for the opportunity, like those which are quite stronger. Ki Bajaj Auto. You can choose. This is also some of the market wizard mentioned cylinder Ashke. Ki don't add into your position on the upside. One time entry. Recommended by another mark. Different people take different approach here. So let's take Hero Motocorp. I'm not saying you please jump in this. I'm saying since this is a base and I can take one time risk, I'll go here. I'll not go stock when it is still on the outbound, because there will be, it is under test. Then you have to gradually add up more. You look for low risk base stocks, but you do the position management based on the quantity suggested here. Do the risk as per our rules, do the quantity management. Since you are a Rainbow member, I'm aware of that. Look for those opportunities. And some of them, like I showed you, with the not several of them, say Force Motor we have seen, we can come out with Caterpillar and others. They will go for mega runs from the base. Bharti Airtel we saw. So choose wisely. It will take time if I use the fundamental, yeah, fundamental के वजह से. But look at the from the base. Risk remains notably low. I can show you another one. Even if they fail, when they fail, the risk is low. American Express, AXP. Look for more those stocks. Don't try to jump on each and every one. Or you can simply say no. I hold just any buy, max stop only. That also works. But do the quantity management. Low risk रहता है even when it fails. And some of them will go for good runs. This is the 3M. Several of them will go for the good run. from the base. So look for low risk opportunity and manage the quantity well. Through this, try to remain invested. Problem is when you buy around the bottom, you don't know whether this will take you longer run or not. You can go different passive. If I find out now the CanSlim score will come to you, go for the CanSlim score, top CanSlim score companies, and I look for a buy opportunity, use the max stop and hold. Every week only I change the max stop. That's what Bajaj Auto, I'm doing the same. I've entered, now I'm changing the max stop. So there are different but you won't be able to do this unless the master document, what you are doing is clear to you. Where you are investing. Like, will I hold for crude oil? No, crude oil I'll do short-term trading, commodity trading. I've observed after long correction with monthly rainbow buy, the volume support give good opportunities. Yeah, well, that's what you're actually what you are doing. Means rainbow will go or not, but structure wise, what you are doing in the upper time frame, you are looking for a buy signal, and then in the lower time frame, basically you are fine tuning an entry. That's a good approach. That's actually a quite good approach to get into a long term stock. Like for example, this one is giving a bounce back. Or let me show in there are various types of strategies. Let me show you. Once you understand the market. First of all, this is a expected area like in Infosys. Now one could have played the buy chance with the Infosys around this area whenever I get a buying opportunity because it was expected. I look for a buy. And while it is not a great area in the long term chart, but look at the runs. If someone has entered around, say, 170, 1070, and say square of even 1150, say 80 rupees run, or even chalo 70 rupees run, about 6 to 7%, how many days? Say 27 July to 3 days, make it annualize, it's a multi-bagger. So differ, but again, whoever is doing it, they have to be very clear. I do this, let it come to a super support, which is extremely strong, and then I look for a buy opportunity. And there also sometimes you'll get small runs, sometimes you'll get awesome run. But this requires more heavier work, stronger work, because I'm trading more short term. This is much better in stock because stock, it anyway business grow takes long to grow and it gives you better return in the long run. So playing always the long swing, that's always slightly better in stock. Like to get Hero Motocorp type of chart through Rainbow Scanner. I will look at Rainbow Screener will be improved. I have not touched the screener. Currently, I'm working on the commodity, on the stock master, on the commodity master. Then I'll come to the asset allocator. Commodity, I'm actively trading. I also did do these to help myself. Commodity, I'm now included actually. Say, let's look at this is just to show you. And now commodity trading will be significantly much better. Gold. Have to break the asset master because it was becoming heavy. We can't do much. So this is the setup, right? This is, let's make it large. Now I can choose, see many things which I'm working on, some innovative things, which is not available to see right now. Oh, this is, I've not updated it. Okay. This I will. OI positioning and others will be able to see what the OI buildup is suggesting, what the session score is suggesting, overall give you the picture, reading a summary, the mild bearish, strong bearish, help you to remain in a wave, to which is basically the name of the setup, SD Rainbow Wave. We have not worked anything on the wave part yet. Wave part is equally powerful concept. So those wave part I'm also working on. So several and testing on. So a lot of the new updates are coming regarding commodities as well. But screener will work after that. Because once the fundamental are clear, fundamental base say there can be a screener which has a high can-slim score and the buy opportunity. Other risk of fluctuation similar remains there. So additional these things I'm doing, which will those who are trading with this, which notably going to help you. लास्ट स्टॉक देखिए लिखते हैं बजाज फिनसर्व बजाज फिनेंस इन बजाज फिनसर्व दीज आर यूजुअली फंडामेंटली गुड कंपनीज let's look at first the weekly chart is quite good bajaj finsarv. I'll have to stop this one, apply this bajaj finsarv. Strength is there. You may know कि best is for bajaj is not to break out. That is the best outcome. कि not to break out, this be a false breakout. And Bajaj comes down. After that, it breaks out in September. That is the best. And Bajaj, first of all, it's not monthly ready. So right now it is undergoing the consolidation. Not given very good run from 2022 almost. In this zones playing almost a year. So breakout will be very, very interesting and nice. So it needs its strength. That tells you something about the path. Those who are the members, that means you can do better fine tuning with this when to enter the stock. So Bajaj Finserv, you are good to point out. Let's look at the fundamental also. That gives us additional confidence. Technically, the stock is good and you are largely not late. Growing, but not as a greater growth, super growth nahi hai, but growing, better growth than GDP, better growth than many other areas. So overall positive. But its risk is it may need longer time to break this 2126. So what you can choose is I'll not buy now. Someone can choose I'll buy above 2126. You only lose 100 points. But your upside is open longer. That means actually not buying. You are cutting down your risk. And when you know when I'm buying, how will I know I have failed if the stock goes below 2000? And once it is below 2000, that means each stock I'm holding 126 rupees stop, which is about 6% around this level. That means, yes, this can be definitely you're buying at a cheaper price, but trying to make cheaper, there is a risk it can go zigzag, wait, and then this, say March 2027 comes the break. That means you'll be wasting time. So that means I'll do rather quantity sum, wait for the right moment. Like I discussed with you, right? Yes, Bank. It may have that opportunity, a strong opportunity, but it's not ready. Time-wise, it's not yet ready. Only in September we'll be able to clarify, yes, this is the possibility. September, little late September, then that time the risk taking will make sense. Bajaj Finserv is a similar type of stock. Yes, it can go up. It has a lot of potential. It has chart-wise. First of all, that potential I'll be able to confirm more if it breaks later. And then there is a chance, let's buy a little higher. And because we are reducing the risk, no, it is not, it's breaking. It's not going consolidation, it's breaking. So that approach, I think, with Bajaj will be much better, friends. So thank you so much for attending. I hope today's discussion has been helpful to you. All the best from my side. We'll do it again next week. Best wishes. Take care of the risk and invest well into stocks. Thank you so much for attending. The video will be available in YouTube for public viewing.